With us now, Montana Senator Tim Sheehy. Senator Sheehy also sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, and Senator Sheehy also a retired U.S. Navy SEAL. Senator Sheehy, as we look at all this and piece it together, President Trump said the 60-day deadline has passed. This is as Tehran is begging to come back to the negotiating table. Netanyahu, for his part, said they want to continue to have, quote, fake talks in which they lie, they cheat, they string the U.S. along. It seems the message coming through from the president may be that the time for talks are over. Now's the time for action. Your thoughts?
We've been talking to Iran for 45 years, Kayleigh, and the reality is they've been killing Americans and killing Israelis for decades. Their national foreign policy is death to America, death to Israel. So every time we try to be reasonable with them, I mean, look, we had the Biden and the Obama administrations that spent 12 years giving them everything they wanted, loosening up sanctions, allowing billions of dollars to flow into their economy through oil sales, and trying to treat them with kid gloves and hoping by being nice they would change their behavior. What we've seen, obviously, is they're trying to wipe Israel off the face of the earth yet again. That hasn't worked. President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu's behavior has worked. Now, guess what? After we've bombed the hell out of them, now Iran wants to come to the table and make a deal. That's how you deal with a murderous, duplicitous regime, and it's working. So let's keep it up.
Senator, I want to pull up a satellite image. This is of Fordo. It's the nuclear site that has been much talked about, buried underground about a half mile. While Israel is extraordinarily capable and can do a lot, they cannot get to this site without bunker busters and B-2. That would mean the assistance of the United States. As someone who has served yourself in special forces, do you think that's something that the U.S. should look at doing, assisting Israel in this specific endeavor?
I mean, ultimately, this is going to be up to the president and his team. Obviously, every single minute matters here, and they've got to make a decision, every minute of every day as they fine-tune these negotiations. Ultimately, the American people have spoken loud and clear. They don't want to get involved in another war in the Middle East. We don't want American troops on the ground for sure. We don't want tens of thousands of our young men and women deployed yet again. We've been there. We've done that. It's been a long 30 years of conflict there. But at the same time, we have to stay engaged and support our allies. And quite frankly, I think supporting the Israelis and their operations here as they fight for their survival is our most important role that we can fulfill. We're doing that now. We should continue to do that. And I think certain technologically challenging strikes, like you mentioned here, are definitely things we should look at supporting them through if we can. But ultimately, right now, I think it has to be Israeli forces carrying out these strikes because ultimately, number one, they're doing a hell of a job at it. And number two, right now, it's primarily their fight.
You know, Prime Minister Netanyahu had this to say. First, he's been extraordinarily complimentary of President Trump and the assistance of the U.S., making clear we have been partners every step of the way on this. He did use the term America first, a much talked about term in conservative foreign policy. Listen to what he said.
You want these people to have nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them to your cities? Today it's Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. That's what these people want. They chant death to America. So we're doing something that is in the service of mankind, of humanity, and it's a battle of good against evil. America should and does stand with the good. That's what President Trump is doing.
Senator Sheehy, you know, much has been made of Iran having 60 days, but to be quite honest, they've had decades, going back to 1979. And over those decades, what they've done is chanted death to America. We are the great Satan. So could you explain to viewers how this aligns with U.S. national interests, helping Israel defensively and making sure that Iran does not have nuclear weapons?
To your point, they started off their new era of the new Iranian regime led by the Ayatollah by taking hundreds of Americans hostage and holding them hostage for over a year. And they followed that for decades of murdering Americans and murdering Iranians. So we got to stand strong in the face of this threat. It's in our interest to de-escalate this conflict by ending it quickly by finishing off these murderous Iranian attacks on Israel.
Senator Sheehy, thank you and congratulations. Only first-term senator to have a bill signed by President Trump in supporting our firefighters. So thank you very much and keep up the great work.